Today we're in the company of a phenomenal success story. Dean Graziosi is a multimillionaire, New York Times best-selling author.
Talking about over 1 million books sold total.
We have a living legend, Dean Graziosi.
And we have a living legend when it comes to personal development.
You're talking about a man who's hundreds of millions of dollars in sales.
One of the biggest names in the history of this segment.
He's also reaching millions of people online, and it's
so much. You've impacted so many lives.
We literally booked this event because we wanted you to come speak at this event.
What I love about Dean is he's a genius at what he does, but the man, as corny as it sounds, he cares. It's easy to care verbally with your lips. He cares with the direction his feet move.
Hey guys, it's about 6 a.m. I'm on the top of Camelback Mountain.
What's up, what's up?
What's up, what's up?
What's up, what's up?
What's up, what's up? Just got done running the mountain.
Well, it's entrepreneurs like Dean that are helping make the world a better place.
What's even more remarkable is Dean started by dysfunctional home, rebuilding a trailer.
You're a powerful, big spirit.
Sometimes it takes someone seeing in you what you don't even see in yourself.
His ability to captivate and inspire people.
And so there's so much wisdom in there.
Incredible generosity and your enthusiasm.
Give it up for Dean. The man changed my life.
What's up, what's up? Hey, welcome to the surprise live training. Listen, if you were here, about 50% of you are brand new. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The other 50%, you watched Tony and I live the other night where we literally broke a world record. We had more people on a live training than ever before in history. We exposed how to tap into the knowledge industry, an industry that Forbes says is going to $1 billion a day by the time 2025 gets here. And it was so amazing for us and more fulfilling than you could ever imagine to have people get it. For people to get engaged. Hundreds of thousands of people watch. Over 10,000 people are working with Tony and I to help make self-education the new norm. There's a huge problem out there, and tonight, I'm gonna pull back the curtain even further. By having hundreds of thousands of you watch, we got all the data. I have an incredible team that correlated everything and figured out what questions you needed answered so you could really not miss out on this incredible opportunity. I have some incredible guests that are gonna be on tonight, so you're not gonna wanna leave. I got guests all the way to the end. And tonight's gonna be a lot more casual. You know, when Tony and I were live that night with, over 200,000 people stopped by, I was so angst and so energized to share. I wanted to make sure that we delivered. And there's a few things we left out. And that's what we're gonna do tonight. I mean, this has gone on. You've probably seen it all over the internet. It's gone on to be a mission, way beyond a passion that Tony and I have, way beyond just a mission. It's a movement because people are realizing, and what we're going to cover tonight, is that the information business, the knowledge industry, is the thing that can help solve the problem of general knowledge, general education, the traditional education system. Now, if you went to college, fantastic. I'm not knocking it. But the problem is everything in the world has evolved. If someone came from 1920 and they just looked at this cell phone and saw Google and Google Maps and Google Earth and Uber and music and phone and able to search and find anything in the world, they'd be overwhelmed and shocked. But if they came from 1920 and went into a classroom, even a college classroom, they'd say the only thing that changed is the blackboard is now a whiteboard. So how do we fix that? And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. How do you become that solution? How do you confidently understand that with what Tony and I have created, and we're going to talk about the knowledge business blueprint and the software that we created, what we created gives people, and you're going to meet some of them tonight, the ability to extract something you're good at, a passion, a hobby, a skill, an expertise, and share it with those who want it. And if you don't feel you have a skill, you don't feel you have an expertise, we're going to show you how to be the reporter of other people's knowledge, or how to be the broker of other people's knowledge. Again, if you're new, half of you are new and you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, stick with me. We'll decipher this. We'll have a really great time tonight showing you that by the time you're done tonight, you're gonna realize that you're not gonna wanna miss out on this incredible opportunity. You know, it's like when Blockbuster evolved to Netflix or taxis evolved to Uber. the old education system's broken, and people are evolving to self-education. And I don't think two people are more qualified to teach you how to jump in than Tony and I. And that's what we've done. We've built the first gold standard process and software, which is the implementation tool to carry you through to be in this industry. And there's a million different directions I could go tonight, but I have to tell you, there couldn't be something more rewarding in my life than to share with what I've learned from other people, or share what I've learned through my own experiences, watch someone go faster, and then be able to grow a company based on that. So tonight, let me just share, we're going to teach 3 steps to get started. We had so many great questions come in, and one of the biggest was, where do I begin? Like, I understand this. Okay, Dean, if I have a skill, take Jenna, who you're going to meet in a little while. Jenna's amazing. Jenna was a photographer. She got her first camera off of Craigslist. She bought it for a couple $100 and she became a photographer and was struggling making that work. Fast forward, now she's got a 7-figure business teaching other people how to be photographers in the wedding business and doing an amazing job. Now, we can't wait to hear her journey, but she started with an old camera. She created a skill, and instead of just getting paid for time and effort, she decided, I want to impact other people's lives. I want to help them go faster, and it grew into an incredible business. Now, with technology and having these in all of our pockets, the world has changed. We have access to the exact people that want our skill, whether it's fly fishing or doing hair extensions or knowing how to market or being in the fitness arena or knowing health and what foods to eat and how to eat. Like, we are blown away on how many niches already, thousands of people have already jumped in and created their process, and they're offering that knowledge to other people. And again, you're going to meet some wonderful people tonight. So in that, and I'm kind of digressing a little bit because I'm just excited to be here with you guys, is we're going to show you tonight, plain and simple, that there's a gold standard process to extract what you know, impact lives, and get paid for it. We're going to show you, if you're not the expert, how to be the reporter of other people's expertise or partner with somebody and have the ability to impact people's lives and profit at the same time. Tony started the other night out by saying, at the end of your life, if you had a choice to make between making massive amounts of money or massive impact, which one would you choose? I just did it on stage in front of 10,000 people. The whole audience said massive impact. But why choose? Tony didn't, I didn't, and neither do you. We can do both. And what we're going to do is show you how to share that knowledge through new technology, whether that's a Zoom call online for a 2-day online workshop or a half-a-day community that gets together once a month and pays you to be there, or a group training in person or a mastermind. I'm going to break all those down for you. But I'm going to go upstream and answer the biggest questions that came in on how to get started. So this is a teaching moment. This is the time you pull out your pens, shut off your phone, stick with us to the end. This is what we do. And I want to anchor in success for you. Now, listen, I hope by the time we're done tonight, you're excited to help Tony and I with our mission. I hope you want to be a part of this movement to share what you know, to help people. That's what I hope. But no matter what business you're in or want to start, or the company you're in that you want to grow through, the first of the 3 steps that I'm going to share in this teaching moment apply to all of us. Again, no matter where you are, this applies to you. Because I think in my 20s, I don't know about you, in my 20s, maybe my 30s too, I used to think that the next level to get there, that it was the opportunity, right? Like, rich people found this way. They invented something. They did something that no one else knew, or even better yet, they had like this magical box. Like, they open it, if you said, could you show me how to be a millionaire? They open this box up and sunbeams shoot out. And that's like their magical potion for being rich. And I remember in my little town in upstate New York, I grew up in a tiny little town called Marlboro, 6,000 people. And my dad worked his butt off, like hard, worked really hard. And I saw that hard work didn't equate to necessarily success or freedom or a lot of income. And then there was some other people in my town. There was a guy named Joey Noto and Dominic Affuso. They were way older than me, my dad's age, or even a little older than my dad. And they seemed to do things a little differently than everybody else. They seemed to be more abundant in their thoughts. Life seemed just different. And I'm so blessed that I was able to see that, because I started comparing what was working for them, the habits they had, and then I started comparing what my dad did, working really hard, and they moved the needle more. But I remember, and the reason I share this, I remember the first time I became friends with him. I remember sitting down, and when I finally got to say, how did you make it? How did you overcome the obstacles? One of them didn't go past 7th grade. How did you get to be a millionaire? I remember thinking they were going to tell me, it's this thing. It's do this and make money. And it taught me at an early age that it was way beyond that. It was going upstream. So this is what I want to share with you tonight. If you're thinking about another level in your life, if you're thinking about making more money, making more impact, and I know there's so many of you watching who are massively successful, but you're here because you know there's still more, another mountain to climb. And some of you are watching tonight thinking, I would just love to be able to do something on my own to make $100,000 a year and live in my passion and live on purpose and have more freedom with my time. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter. I get to train $100,000 a year groups and get paid $100,000 a day to consult, and I get to train people through books and low-level masterminds. Like, it's all the same. But I want you to think through these eyes. Your best thinking got you to this point, right? Your best capabilities got you here. Doesn't mean that's bad, just our best thinking, our best capabilities got us to where we are. And sometimes when we look to where we want to go, there's an obstacle there. And this is a training that I learned in one of the masterminds that I go in, a gentleman named Dan Sullivan, he owns Strategic Coach. This is a version of what he taught me 10 years ago, and I want to go through that with you right now. Because what's standing between you and where you want to go is typically an obstacle, right? Whatever that is. If your company's doing great, you want to go to the next level, maybe you need a marketing department. Maybe your partner doesn't work like they said they were going to work. If it's just starting out, the obstacle could be that you can't find time, or your spouse doesn't support you. Maybe you feel like you don't have the money to really get started in what you want, or you don't have the knowledge, or you're not good enough, or maybe this isn't the right time, maybe not the right president. There's always an obstacle. And what I'd love for you to do right now is think about this. If you had the ability to say, it was a year from now, and it's the best year of your life, like literally on fire. You were living life on purpose. You walk in a room, you feel amazing. You like, people see you and think you dropped 5 years off. They don't know if you've been on vacation, you hit lotto, like something, you just look amazing. If it was the best year of your life, and you're making the money you want, the freedom you want, making the impact on the world that you want, what would that look like? Think about it for a second. And then think, what's standing? I could have that life, but. And what is that but? What is that obstacle? Is it time, money, relationships, freedom? Whatever that is, think about it. In fact, if you have a pen and pad, write down what your obstacles are right now. Listen, if you were watching this the other night and you're thinking of getting involved and sharing your knowledge for a profit, what are the obstacles there? Are you thinking, maybe I'm not smart enough to do that. Maybe I'm not a good public speaker. You might think that you don't have the confidence, or you don't really know what to teach. I mean, that's what we created, so we build all that. But what are those obstacles? Maybe write them down right now. And then the second part of this little process that I've gone through and done this for years is, now that you have your obstacles, I want you almost like a different bucket. If you were writing it down in a separate piece of paper, over here, I want you to write down, what are your current opportunities? What are your current opportunities? You see, you could teach people how to sell $20 bills for $10. That's a true story. And people will list all the obstacles in their way. It won't work where I live. It sounds too good to be true. People don't like $20 bills. My parents told me I was crazy. My husband doesn't want to support me in this. Like, we will talk ourselves out of the most important fundamental piece of your next level of success, and that's anchoring the ability to go no matter what, to set your beacon, to point your ship in this direction and not let anything get in your way, and cut the lines of the anchors. So if we write down our obstacles, the next thing is, what are your opportunities? If we look through the eyes of being a part of what Tony and I are talking about, is we're heading towards $1 billion a day in the information industry. That's an incredible opportunity. We're at a place where people are more excited about learning from a non-professional teacher who's doing it rather than a professional teacher in a classroom who hasn't. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but that's where the world is going. And most of you watching probably went to college in the past. You know that in the past. But even now, when people, instead of going back to school, if someone wants to go back to school to learn how to be good at marketing, they might ask Brian. If they want to learn how to learn funnels, it'd be Russell Brunson. They want to learn photography, it's Jenna. They could do a weekend workshop. They could do a weekend Zoom call and learn more, as Tony says, condense decades into days. They could learn more in a weekend than they could with 4 years of school. Now, with that said, that's an opportunity because the world finally realizes it. Russell Brunson said when we were live, as long as you're one chapter ahead, if you've been in sales for a year and somebody's starting out day one in sales, should they go through a whole year of trial and error? Or what if they spent 5 hours with you on a Zoom call? Could you allow them to go faster? Could you tell them, oh, watch out for these pitfalls. Oh, don't try to be too cheesy when you sell. Sell authentic. Be from your heart. Ask questions. Listen, whatever that is, you're one chapter ahead. People are cutting checks for that. So that's an opportunity. Do you have the opportunity to impact people's lives, to live inside your true potential? Do you have the opportunity to have more freedom? Listen, this phone, social media has definitely used us, but what about using social media to market your business? What about all the people that are promoting their businesses at no cost because of Instagram, Facebook, YouTube? Those things didn't exist 20 years ago. 20 years ago, when I first started on infomercials, I had to just spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and hope my show worked. I spent a couple $100,000 before I got order number one. And I had to just cast a big wide net, hoping people who walked by the TV wanted what I had to offer. Or in today's world, you have the opportunity to target the exact people that you want. So I'd love for you to really think about, what are your opportunities? Do you have the opportunity to get out of a job that's killing you? Do you have the opportunity to finally live on purpose, to dig in, to take advantage and do your own thing in something that you could sink your teeth into? And I'd love for you right now, as fast as you could write down your opportunities. Because if you have your obstacles, when you start writing down your opportunities, you know what happens? Those obstacles start to fade. Those obstacles start to not seem so powerful anymore. But the thing that really kills them is the next part. If you go your opportunities, or your obstacles, then your opportunities, the third part. And I want you to think through this. And if you have a piece of paper, write this down. What are your strengths? What are your strengths? You know, one of the biggest lies I think I was ever told growing up is that we need to work on our weaknesses. I believe that's the death of creativity. That's the death of innovation. That's the death of ambition. Is when you work on your weaknesses, you feel insecure. I don't know how you feel, but when I try to do things that I'm terrible at, it makes me feel bad. It robs my confidence. It makes me feel that I can't do things. It makes me feel that others do it better. It probably creates envy. Like, I've realized, and I've worked over the last 20 years of cutting out all the things I'm not good at. If I'm not good at it, I want to do this. And this is the secret that I think one of the biggest secrets to my success. I want to find out what I'm good at. What's my strength? And I want to get amazing at it. I want to get amazing at what I'm already good at. I'm not good at a lot of things. Tony's not good at a million different things, but really good at a few things. And that's by going deep, by honing the skill that you want. So right now, what is it that you're strong at? Are you strong with standing operating procedures and putting processes in place? Are you strong at organization? Or are you terrible at organization? Forget it. Are you really good at being creative? Are you really good at persuasion? Are you good at solving problems? Are you great at conflict resolution? Or are you good at making people feel strong about themselves? When you walk in a room, if your best friend or someone you knew was there and someone said, "Oh, who's that?" "Oh, that's Debbie." What's Debbie good at? What would they say about you? What are those unique abilities that God, the universe, whatever you believe, gave you that you could put a magnifying glass on? Because if I gave you permission right now to say the hell with all the things you're not good at, and you just focused on what you're good at, your confidence would go up immediately. And listen, the number one thing someone wanting to start a business, scale a business, or take it to the moon, the number one thing you have to protect is your confidence. We don't do anything good with lack of confidence. We don't get the girl, get the guy, start the business, get the money from the bank. We don't push through. We don't quit the job. We don't say no to the thing that we should have said no 2 years ago. We don't say yes to the thing we needed to say yes 2 months ago. Without confidence, we go, that's all right. This sounds like a really good thing, but maybe next year. And then 5 years goes by. How fast has the last 5 years gone by? We need to do everything in our power to protect our confidence so we can go. So when you focus on what you're not good at, when you focus on your weaknesses and you try to get better, all you're doing is dinging your confidence and prolonging a month, a year, a decade. So right now, what are you strong at? In fact, write it in the chat, and I went back and geeked out over all the checks. They come in so fast. But write down, what are you strong at? What are your strengths? Put it in the chat. Write it on your piece of paper, because here's the thing. Your obstacles are only there because we focus on them too much. And we don't focus enough on our opportunities, and we definitely don't focus on our strengths. So if what we pay attention to grows, if you're in great shape, you pay attention to exercise and eating right. If you have a wonderful relationship, you pay attention to it. If your relationship sucks, you do not, right? If you're making money, you pay attention to that, right? So whatever our attention flows, growth goes, right? So if you're focusing on your obstacles even a little bit more than your opportunity, it's bigger, it's going to stick out. So this is why we have to take and shrink that a little. Even if you don't shrink your obstacles, if we empower your opportunity to be the same size, and then all of a sudden you start paying attention to your strengths, this is what happens. Between focusing on the opportunity you have to, say, be in the knowledge industry as it's taken off, to learn from Tony and myself. Listen, Tony transformed my life 25 years ago. I gave him money. He gave me knowledge. I course corrected it. And as in Tony's words, life has never been the same. I've been blessed to do over $1 billion in sales, impact millions of lives, because that guy inspired me and gave me knowledge. I'm grateful to God for that moment in my life. Do you have an opportunity to start small? You don't have to start where Tony is or where I am or where anybody's. You could start where you are. So if you can focus on those opportunities, your obstacles will start to shrink. And how you crush your obstacles is focus on what you're good at. Because at the end of the day, when you focus on what you're good at and you point a finger at your opportunities, those obstacles go away. In fact, they start to become ridiculous. Let me just ask you, if this was 2 years from now, and we were back here live and nothing changed, you didn't start in the knowledge industry or any industry and you weren't moving, would you really love to say, well, it didn't happen, and you read off the obstacles you were thinking about when we went to that section? Well, nobody supports me. Oh, this isn't the right time. Or my job's too busy. All of them suck. Any obstacle you have sucks, and I'm sorry you have them. But they're not holding, they will never hold you back if you can focus on your opportunities and strengths. And then when you do that, then you have two options. The last two things I want to say to really anchor in action, because it doesn't matter. We built the greatest course and software that I'm going to talk about later. We spent almost $500,000 in a software to be your tool, your integration tool, the tool that allows to pull you through, so it's not just another course. If you don't take action with that now, and you come back in a year, like I said, there's only going to be two things, and that's what I love to think about right now. Before we get into this phase two. Phase two is coming up, but those only two things is you could focus right now. What would it feel like to succeed? What would it feel like to take a jump, to take action, to gain capabilities, to tap into a new industry, or take whatever industry you're working on right now to another level? How would that feel? I said this earlier, but what if it was a year from now, you look back and it's that year? Of course, we want to feel and let it sink into our soul of what a compelling future feels and looks like. That drives us. But I also want to give you one more thing. The second part is, let's look ahead a year and you don't take action. You don't gain new capabilities. You let life just go status quo. And in a year from now, it's exactly the same as it is now. I like to do that to myself all the time. Literally, I climbed Camelback Mountain this morning. It's right behind my house. And I used to do it 3 times a week. I've done it once in a year. And I kept halfway up, I wanted to quit. And I was like, you made it halfway. Haven't done well. It's a beautiful day. And I have this, thank God, I got this voice inside of me and says, this is the point everyone would quit. You want to be like everybody else? I probably mentally abused myself a little bit. But I literally said, this is the point everybody quit. Then I got a little bit further up. And I'm like, all right, you're almost to the top. This is like, no, this is what everybody quit. I literally do this now intuitively, saying, how am I going to feel? I said, if I turn around right now and I go down the mountain all day, I'll say, why didn't I just go to the top? Why didn't I push through? Everybody stops at that point. Most people don't go to the top, but guess what? When you get to the top, there's not many people up there, and it's so much easier than you think. So I intuitively think of how I'll feel being at the top, and I also feel how bad it would be to go back down. We need to do more of that in our lives. When you're ready to start a new opportunity, yes, feel how good it would be to make the money, have the freedom, impact other people's lives, share your knowledge, or be the reporter of someone else's knowledge. Help them. Start with one person, go to 5, go to 20, go to 100, whatever you want. But also feel like, what will it be? Or think about, let it sink inside. What will it be like if you don't? What would it be like if you leave it the way it is? And I, like me going back down the mountain, let those feelings settle in and know I didn't talk one thing about tactics. But if you don't have that anchor, and if you're successful, you already know these things. But this is something I do on a regular basis because obstacles come up all the time. And if I let them grow too big, I doubt myself, my confidence goes down, I focus on my weaknesses, and I play small. And I wasn't put on this earth to play small. I don't think you were either, or you wouldn't be here with us right this minute. Thanks again for being here right now. That's number 1. So let me go to number 2. Number 2, I built all these slides that I wanted to share with you guys, but I'm not in the feeling of slides. I got a couple I'll show you. But the next part is really specific to what we've done. Now, I know half of you is the first time you're joining us. And thank you for being here. The other half, you came, you saw the emails, you kind of know what's going on. I want to get into what Tony and I created because this is what most of you asked, who said, I want to work with you and Tony. I want the gold standard course. I want to be a part of this. I want the software. I want to impact people's lives. But man, I just got a couple things that are kind of holding me back. This is for you. Number 2, the number 1 thing that came in was people saying, God, I want to do this, but I don't know if I'm the expert. And if I am, how do I extract it? How do I deliver what I'm good at? But how do I even know what I'm good at? So I want to tell you a little story, and then I want to give you some examples. I have a friend and partner named Brandon, and we started a live event business together. His business, but we partnered. And we've gone on to impact hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands, well over 1 million people already through this company. Now, if you said, hey, Dean, I want to do a workshop with you on how to run, live events because you've impacted millions of people's lives and done hundreds of millions of sales. If you hired me to show you how to hire and to create KPIs, key performance indicators, or standing operating procedures, SOPs, and how to hire, and what's the hierarchy of a company, and who's the manager, associate manager, who's the CFO, and who's a little under there is the operation manager, and what are the operation manager, what are their duties, and how do they report, and what scorecard do they create, and how do they know if they're measuring their success, and when does the report and the data, if you wanted me to show you how to scale a live event business that way, I would vomit and I would do you such a disservice. You should pay me $9 because that's not my unique ability. That's my partner Brandon's unique ability. And when he knows that, his confidence goes up. Now me, if you want to learn the live event space, I create the education. You want to know how to impact lives, change lives? Do you know how to have people show up excited? How to get people to pay you? How to have people say, yes, I want that? How to persuade on camera? How to be authentic and get people engaged from your heart, not some cheesy sales tactics? That's why people pay me $100,000 a year. That's why Tony and I started a $250,000 a year mastermind that we're going to launch soon. That's why people pay Tony $1 million. He's got a waiting list because of what his unique ability is. So why am I sharing that? Is because most of the time, this question is for you. If this is your question, like how do I extract it? How do I know what I'm good at? Most of the time, you're an unconscious competent. meaning you've done something for a year, 5, 10, 20, and you don't even realize how you got good at it. But Tony and I recognize that. That's why we spent almost $500,000 and created a software that's your implementation tool. Sorry, that word. Sorry, implementation tool to show you how to extract. It's called the Wisdom Extractor. We literally obsessed on a process that when you're done, your confidence goes through the roof. In fact, I want to play a little video here. Can you play that video? I want to show you a part. In fact, no, let me show this first. Pull up that slide real quick. Okay, so we had thousands of people saying, oh my God, I didn't know what I was good at. We had Lori, and she found out that it's teaching photography. Oh, there we go. That just popped up all at once. All right, Dawn's superpower is helping people overcome their suffering. Stacy said being able to heal people naturally. Vicky said helping women overcome breakup and divorce. Joe's superpower is being able to train dogs. Jeremy's superpower was teaching kids music. Fiona's superpower is teaching how to make money online. You could take that off. I wanted to read those to you because I'm hoping that what you'll understand, and I'm going to show you a little clip here that we made, is when you have a process. I mean, Tony is the master of condensing decades into days. He also knows how to extract. You ever watch him interview somebody? He pulls information out of people that nobody can get. I'm pretty damn good at it myself. And we put together a process in this software that within 15, 20 minutes, you're like, oh my God, I know exactly what I'm good at. But here's the cool part, is once you know what you're good at, then you identify only people that want that exact tool, want that exact skill, want that exact knowledge that you have. And then all of a sudden, it's not hard to teach what your superpower is. That's why we call it a superpower. It's not hard to teach your specific thing. Again, put me in a room and make me teach how to use Keynote or teach how to use create a standing operating procedure or how to identify your KPIs in your business, and I would stutter. Put me in front of a room and teach you how to impact lives. I thrive. I know what my swimming lane is. And once you do that, your confidence goes through the roof. So the second part of that was, okay, and this is what people said, okay, if I know what I'm good at, then how do I teach it? How do I create an agenda? How do I say, if I'm going to do a half-hour training online teaching moms how to rebound after pregnancy, how am I going to teach them for a half a day? And what would I do? And that's why Tony and I literally took our best tools we've used over the last 20 years and gave them to you. In fact, can we play that? Is that video next? I want to play a little clip to give you a peek inside the software we created. It's like a minute, I think a minute long. Watch this right now and I'll explain when I come back.
Hey everybody, I just created a brand new agenda for my brand new event, Marketing Emporium event. And you know what? I just realized that I want to change some things up. I really want to tell the fishing story after lunch. So I'm going to move that down here. And I'm actually going to tell the story about my first sale very early in the morning. But I also realized that I wanted to add another tool. I think having the 7 levels deep tool in here would be really powerful in the morning. So I'm just going to come over here to 7 levels deep and scroll down and just add that tool. And then I'm going to make sure that I put that right before lunch because that's kind of where I think it would be best served. So if I put that before lunch, that makes me feel a little better about my agenda, but I don't really want it to be 30 minutes. I don't think that's long enough for the 7 levels deep. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come down here and edit it, and I'm actually going to change it to be 45 minutes because I think 45 minutes is better for my event. So I think after the 7 levels deep, I'm going to have lunch, which is great, but I don't think I want to do the not to-do list anymore. So I'm actually going to delete that out of my event. But I want to do one more thing because I think the team bonding for 10 minutes should be a little longer. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to click edit one more time, and I'm actually going to make it a 20-minute huddle. And then I'm going to change it to 20 minutes down here. That makes me feel a little bit better. So I think my event looks great. It's ending about 4:20, but I think maybe it's missing something. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in the networking tool just to the very bottom of my event. But I'm going to make it a few more minutes than 15. I'm actually going to make it 45 minutes because I think that would be better for my following. So I'm going to go ahead and add that 45 minutes to round out my event. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click down here and I'm going to send my worksheets for all of these tools to my email address to get me ready for this event. So Man, that was super easy. I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing day. See ya.
All right, look, through the magic of camera, you're here. What's up? Say hi to Christine.
Hi, everybody.
I'm going to talk about Christine here in a minute. You good right now? Are you not going to have a heart attack or anything?
There was a screen that I could see.
Don't look at yourself, though. Look at the camera, okay?
Okay.
Listen, if you know anything about Tony and I, it's about authenticity. It's about real. Christine, we've had over 10,000 people be a part of this right now, using that software, going through, and I'm going to chat here for a second.
Okay,
you all good?
Yeah, that's great. I would like to just hang out.
So why I wanted to show you behind the scenes is because so many of you asked, like, okay, how do I teach it? Listen, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's just one little piece of the software that extracts, and that's what I want you to talk about, extracts what you're good at. And then with that information, we build your agenda, and you have the opportunity to use our tools. And I guess the question would be, and then we'll get back to them, is I would love, my team said they got a message from you, and Josh in my office said, you should bring Christine in. I'd love to share, there's a lot of people watching right now, if you frame it this way, that are watching saying, okay, if they're first time here, they're figuring it out. If they watched us the other day, they're like, I'd love to do this, but I'm not sure what I'm good at. Could you tell your experience after that first video that you were telling Josh about?
Well, the very first video, I still didn't know what I was good at, but I did know after that first video, I was confident that this program was going to help me figure it out, pull it out, extract it. And I was so relieved. And this is what Josh saw on the post. And I think I've laughed enough that I'm not going to cry, which makes me very happy. But I just knew that I hadn't wasted my money. I was so relaxed and relieved that I teared up because I've signed up for other programs. I've done other things. I've been coached. I've been trying to figure this out for 46 years. And about 3 years ago, I figured out I wanted to help people. I knew that's what I wanted to do, but I had to figure out a way to make money because I've got 2 kids and I have to do this. But this is the first program where after the first little module 1, I was in a coffee shop and I closed my computer and I teared up. And it wasn't tearing up because I wasted money. I teared up because I finally had it. I finally had the program. I might cry. Okay, but I finally had it where I knew that I was going to be able to do it, finally.
I know, and again, we're going to have people tonight we just have 4 amazing guests. Christine just had an amazing breakthrough, and I want to talk more about it, and I'm not going to make you cry anymore, and we also have the next guest who's already doing it, and then people through the roof, so we're going to evolve here. But I thought it was so important that you came because honestly, we had so many great questions of people that are watching that want to impact the world. There's people that have a great business, like Lewis Howes is going to the next level. He's already there. But there's so many people watching going, what could I do? What could I share?
Yeah.
And would you mind sharing a little bit what your topic is going to be?
Yes. So I divorced my ex-husband very well. We worked really hard to put the kids first. My mantra has always been the seating chart that whether it's high school, graduations, weddings, the kids would never have to worry about where we put the kids, where we put the parents, that we would be able to sit no matter what. And I've talked about this. People will come and ask me questions and say that I've inspired them, but it never occurred to me that was my superpower. And I was shocked. I was shocked because I went through and everything I kept writing, it kept digging down more and more and more. And all the stuff that people told me I should do
went
away. And it was like, no, this is what I want to do and this is what I'm meant to do.
So how does that feel that that's your direction? Like, was that the breakthrough? Was that the tears?
Yes, the tears of that, and then the tears knowing that it's one thing to know you have a calling, which I really have felt like I was put on this earth to help people. But to not know how, it feels like you're wasting your life. And at 46, and my mom passed away when she was 60, I feel like I'm kind of living on borrowed time. And every year that I wasn't doing it, and I wasn't getting out and helping people, it was one more year wasted. And it should be one more year serving. It should be one more year helping. So I finally, this is it. I'm done. Like, I've got this. I I haven't finished the course, but I already know I've got this.
I know. And then the process, I know you're going through the process of how to attract the right people who need that. The
Yes.
moms and dads that need that. I can't wait. This is why I wanted you. I mean, she just got the course. Like, this is why I wanted you here, because that breakthrough, we saw the confidence. But I want to tell you another reason that my team picked you to come here, right? We had like 2,000 people ask if they could come, and they chose you. And I tell you why. Because I divorced well, too. Because I put my kids first. And there's a million reasons why that can go sideways. And there's really one great reason not to, and it's your children.
Yeah.
They don't deserve anything else but that. And the reason I say that, this has been so near and dear to my heart, that I went through a really tough year of divorce, figuring this out, working hard, reading every book I could possibly read. I was trying to find workshops. I was trying to find, literally, masterminds are my life. I know, masterminds are my life. Workshops are my life. Group training is my life. And I literally was trying to find a group where I could just talk to somebody who's done it this way, because you talk to 20 friends, they're like, the ex. Then, like, everybody has this different opinion. I want someone who's living it like you are. The reason I wanted you to come is you just identifying that. I'd love for you guys right now, because she'll watch all things. If you've ever been through a divorce, and I hope you haven't, but if you have, wouldn't you love to talk to somebody who did it, where her kids are thriving, she has a great relationship with your ex, there's no stress. Wouldn't you love to have that guidance in a weekend workshop or a weekend Zoom? And her and I were talking beforehand, and I said, the world has changed so much that everything you learned by the work, the time, the effort, and the end result that's working, that makes you a chapter ahead of someone else going through that.
Yes.
And I also said, you could spend the next year and write a book about it, which is great. Books changed my life, and I'm a multiple New York Times bestselling author. But it's a year of work, and 95% of all books sell under 1,000 copies that are in Barnes & Noble. Or, we were talking about, you're like, or next weekend, you could have a Zoom call helping moms and dads be better going through their divorce.
So this is absolutely where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's shocking that this is real, like that this really happened and that this exists, and I've needed this for years, and I think you're going to help a ton of people. I really do.
Well, it's why it's a movement, and I appreciate you jumping on a plane and come here just to inspire people. I mean, the whole reason you're here is because there's some, and please give her a thumbs up, leave a message if she just inspired you to see that you could find that. Now, we also teach you how to be the reporter of other people's knowledge. That's how Tony started. That's how most of us started. We study other people. We get so good at it, not just one book, but we study it, we get good at it, and then we become the reporter or partner. But I bet to say there's so many of you watching right now that have this locked inside of you, and Tony and I have created the way to unlock it. And I'm so glad that you've had that experience.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Okay.
Any last words? I put you on the spot. You thought you were going. You thought you were going.
Just believe in it. And if you have that inner secret, there's something where you don't tell anyone, and in your head or in your heart, you know you're meant to do something else, and you just know it. This will help you figure it out and figure out how to go about doing it. And it's a life changer, and it's a game changer, and I believe in it.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Okay.
I'll chat with you when we're done.
Sounds great.
Okay. Okay. So I said okay 3-4 times. And can you zoom in over on me? All right. So I wanted that. And we're going to have another guest coming up here soon. But I want to, again, this is for something that's new. First time watching this, you're like, wow, this is so advanced. But I had to serve all the questions. That's why I went live. I called Tony. I said, I'm going live again, bud. And he's like, good, answer these questions. I saw these, and these came out to be the top. So the first is, how do you get started? That's knowing your obstacles, your opportunity, and your strengths. Let your strengths and your opportunity plow through the obstacles in your way. If you live that, I promise you, that is the first step. Not the magic money machine, not getting rich overnight, not the turn dimes into dollars. No. Anchor in a foundation of strength and opportunity, and that be your course. That's where you point your ship. When you do that, then you need true capabilities, not some pie in the sky, true capabilities. And that's why we created this implementation tool along with the course. I mean, think about this. Courses are amazing. Courses changed my life. I mean, Tony changed my life with a course. I've changed the lives of people all around the world with courses. But sometimes, maybe this has happened to you in the past. You get a course, there's great information, but they teach you how to do it, but not what to do, or not how to immediately do it. And that's why we spend all the money on the software, is because we want, and this leads me right into The next part is the next biggest question was, okay, Dean and Tony, I got my foundation. I understand the knowledge industry is heading towards $1 billion a day. It's an emerging industry. People are cutting checks for it. Okay, and now you made me believe that I can extract my knowledge like Christine did, and I could share it with people because I'm a little bit ahead of them and they don't have to go through trial and error. I could share that with them. Okay, I got that. And I could build an agenda by using the agenda builder and using Tony's tools. Okay, I got that. Or, I'm not really the expert yet, but I love this niche on finance. I love this niche on online marketing. I'm going to study the best online marketers on the planet. I'm going to extract their knowledge and I'm going to share it. That's how I'm going to be the expert. So what I believe is maybe you're thinking, okay, I can see, I have a heart to serve. I'd like to make impact and profits. But the next big question was, how do you fill it? How do you get people to pay you? And that's what I want to solve that problem right now. You see, what I said earlier is what I meant. Sorry, I'm looking at my slides here. What I said earlier, I mean, is when I started in business, when I started in the information business, because of Tony, he took my money, changed my life. I wanted to do what Tony did. I'm just being honest. I give credit where credit's due. I would not be in this industry. I wouldn't be the man I am. I wouldn't have the success I had if it wasn't for Tony Robbins. And I can admit that with no pride, with no ego. It's a true story. And I feel honored to call him one of my best friends in the world. He got me on this journey. Within 2 years, I had my own infomercial. I begged and borrowed. I got 8 different credit cards. Literally, I applied to like 10 credit cards at once, so they all wouldn't know I had each other's credit card, and they were running my credit at the same time. I got all these credit cards. I maxed them all out. I borrowed money. I did my first infomercial. I mean, I don't remember the exact number, but it was well over $100,000 when I didn't have a lot of money. And I put an infomercial out to the world, to a mass audience. Like, it'd be like, think of this analogy. If someone says, hey, I'm going to go to the ocean in a boat and catch fish, compared to somebody saying, I want to go catch mackerel, so I'm going to go where mackerel live, I'm going to use mackerel bait, and I'm going to go at the time when mackerel bite. Who has more of an opportunity to catch mackerel? Someone just fishing in a big, vast ocean, infomercial, right? Newspaper, sending direct mail to everybody. That's fishing in a vast ocean. But the world has changed. Christine is a great example. She identified her superpower as she went through a divorce and figured out a way to put the kids first. And she divorced nicely. She has a great relationship with her ex. Her kids are thriving. If you've been through a divorce, which I have, you know that that's powerful knowledge. I would absolutely have paid her to give me every bit of information that she had on that. I would have extracted every bit, whether it was a weekend Zoom call or a workshop in her hometown. I would have got my ass there. I was going through hell trying to figure this out. I couldn't find enough resources. So think about that. But here's the thing. If she was doing this 20 years ago, or before information got cool to buy, she had to cast a big wide net and hope somebody walked by a TV or read a newspaper or got a piece of mail that was going through divorce. In today's world, she can go on to Facebook. She can go on to Instagram, and we teach this exact process. I'll go more of that in a moment, and find people going through a divorce that want help, which is probably millions. So she doesn't have to cast a big wide net. She could literally go after the people that need her. Identify your superpower, and then identify the ideal client that needs you, serve them. Whether you want to do a Zoom call or a weekend workshop in person, that's what, I'm going to pull this up. Whether you want to do a weekend workshop in person, and pull this up really quick. Aaron and Jocelyn. I talked about them on the first, but they were a couple that got along amazing. Everybody used to brag, you guys are so good together. Why don't you help people? And they just started sharing. They started sharing on social media for free. They started helping their friends out. All of a sudden, they started getting a community. They started having people follow them. They started having people ask if they could help them. Now they both got to quit their jobs. I don't know their profit, but they're doing $16,000 a month helping people because they can identify couples who are going through a little bit and want the tools to connect, to bond, to have more intimacy, to be on each other's side. That's what they're amazing at. They don't have to be overall relation experts. They're amazing at their little swim lane. And here's the cool part. Again, with the implementation tool, building the software. If I taught you, which we did, and who could be better than Tony and I to teach you how to build a landing page, a website, what to say on the website, what to say after someone applies. After they apply, how do you put it through a process that you can put them in your workshop or your mastermind automatically? And how do you can connect them to a credit card and how they can pay online and how it automatically gets deposited into your bank account. Great courses have taught that. I have friends who teach the best courses in the world, but sometimes life gobbles us up. And we know it, but we don't implement. That's why Tony and I said it's over. That's why we're creating MindMint, the first software that does that for you. In fact, can you play that quick video? Watch this video. You're going to love this.
Hey everybody, I just finished building my first ever funnel in MindMint, and wow, it was insanely easy. All I had to do was pick my format, I picked my color scheme, I picked if I wanted application or order form, and then I just came down here and I followed the steps for all of these pages. So I've got my landing page, I've got my order page, I've got my confirmation page, and man, that was so easy. But I realized after that, I had some things in my landing page that I really wanted to change, so I'm just gonna come in here and edit it really quick. I didn't love my headline, so I'm actually going to come in here and change that really quick. Now that that's changed, I can go ahead and just click save here. Now my headline is more on my terms and what I think would be best. So I also forgot to change the button. So I've got to change that from saying join the Elite 50 Mastermind today to having it say join the Marketing Emporium event today, because that's mine. So I got to make sure I change the button over there. So that's good to go. Everything else looks good. I definitely could easily change this picture right here, which would take no time at all. I can also come down here and remove one of these people. I don't think I need all three of these people, so I'm just going to go ahead and exit out one of those. So I come back up here to save. I should be good. And I also think I need more information of why they need this mastermind. So I can easily come down and I can add another item, and I can have item number 2. So reason number 2, and I could just go ahead and type in more information there. I'll just go ahead and copy this over and paste that there. But yeah, so that's how easy I can go ahead and change my page. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that, save the page, and now it's good to go.
And bam, I got AJ here. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Good to have you here.
Appreciate
We'll talk
it.
about AJ in a minute, but you see what I don't think I expressed it. My fault. We had Tony here. We were so excited to teach you. I wanted to tell everyone, and we had that question, like, how do I build a website? Do I spend 15 grand? Like, no, we want to teach you, and who could be better than Tony and I? 60 years in this space. We took our best strategies. We took our best websites, our best emails, our best order capture, our best application process, and gave it to you. Now, great courses, which I've been in the past, give it to you, but then like, how do I do it? That's why we built the software that runs alongside of it, so you can build a website like that. And I want to talk to AJ. What's up, man?
How you doing?
So we had Christine here, who just had a breakthrough of what she wanted. AJ, he's new to this too, but he took it a little bit further. Maybe you could share what, I watched your video. I'm like, I want that dude to come.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
So tell me a little bit about you.
So I'm a high school football coach in Las Vegas, and unfortunately that doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of obsessed with digital marketing and sales, over the past couple of years. And in March, everything in my business kind of fell apart. I was working with a business partner. We lost our biggest client. We had like 4 projects that all fell through. And literally, like towards the end of March, I'm like, oh my gosh! And I've always had this desire to coach, and I didn't know how to make it happen in like real life. You know what I mean? And my business partner, I told him, hey, I want to coach, man. That's what I want to do, and I would love for you to support me on that, and we can build a business that way. We'll figure it out. I never heard from him again.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got a chance to check out the course early. Hopped in there, listened to Tony Robbins right away. Massive action, got to get after it, and sat down the whole weekend.
You know what I love? Tony says literally, if you ever have any of Tony's courses, he said, you could take a month, you could take a week, but if it was me, I'd do it in a weekend. And what you wrote in your post was, Tony said to do it in a weekend, and you did. I think 17 hours in 2 days?
Yeah.
Something crazy. So what happened? So I'll let you tell it.
Okay.
You went through in 17 hours, but the end result is you just had your first group, what?
On Sunday. So we did
and
our
you only
first.
had the course for less than 2 weeks?
Yeah, just a couple
Anyway,
weeks.
that's why he's here. He had 5 people already in his first group training. So let's back up. So you're going through the course. What'd you do?
Went through the course, literally just whatever you guys said, I did. Filled out my notebook and built my page out. And then once everything was set up, I really sat back and said, okay, I can teach marketing, I can teach sales, but who do I want to impact? And that was super impactful. And the course is like, what's your superpower and who is your ideal customer? And it's men that are just beginning that entrepreneurial journey and have, you know, obstacles that are keeping us just from even like jumping all the way in. And
well, and let me ask, do you think there's any men thinking of being an entrepreneur that are struggling right now? I mean, maybe give AJ a thumbs up, right?
Absolutely.
So you use the website builder, you built your website.
Super easy. I literally just filled in the blanks, you know, put my video in, put my photos in, and sent out invites. And you said, you know, your first one shouldn't cost you anything. And so I went through Facebook, through my contacts, sent out personal voice memos to people I've met over the years. You know, just said, you know, it took a minute or two, invited people, and then had 5 guys that wanted to do it. We did it on Sunday. Super powerful, super impactful.
How does your confidence feel moving forward?
It's outstanding.
How do you feel like being armed with that tool and the software? I mean, it's got to give you another level of security. Like, I got this.
Yeah, it's funny because Sunday, literally, we did 3 different modules that you taught in the course. That's what we did in the mastermind, and it was super impactful. I mean, emotional, and that, you know, that's why I did it with men, is so we have a place to feel okay to share, you know.
Yeah,
so.
and the one thing I want to share is inside the software, we took our tools. You said you used 3 of them.
Yep.
Because so many people say, well, I'm not sure what to teach. Yes, you already know. He already knows how to get men. He's been a coach. He knows how to inspire to move. But then you get our tools. Then when you go, what do I teach next? Oh, I'm going to slide in, like you saw in the original. I'm going to slide in the 7 levels deep. No, maybe not the 7 levels deep. Maybe I'll do the impact tool, right? And those tools, it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter if it's hair, coaching, helping parents through divorce. It doesn't matter. Those tools are used in anything. I'm so glad, man, you jumped on a plane and came here. I know it was quick. You came up here, but there's a lot of people watching right now that are going, wow. This guy a week and a half ago, you didn't have a group, and you just did your first one. I love early adapters. I love people implement, and that's what we're here for today. Tony and I would hate for you to miss out on an opportunity to get these capabilities in your hands so you could take what you know, share it with the world for a profit, or be the reporter. Any last words?
Yeah, biggest thing is I would say don't let fear be the reason you don't do this, because at the end of the day, you know, you don't know what's going to happen next, and so you got to make decisions now. You got to take action now, and it's super impactful. So that's what I got.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks, dude.
Yep. Thank you.
Be good. All right. Now I'm going to just do this last piece here, and then I want to show you that. Listen, we got 2 more guests. Do not go anywhere. I know on the East Coast it's getting a little later. Maybe you're in the middle of the night somewhere in the world right now. Stick with us. We got about another half hour, and it's only going to ramp up. I also want to give you the opportunity to get this course in software before. Listen, this is our coming out party. This is us letting the world know that Tony and I spent a year and hundreds of thousands of dollars creating this process. And yes, we want you to enroll. We want to make self-education the new norm. We want to change and give people options. Tony and I, and probably you, didn't feel like we had options. Like, okay, college or no college. It's like, no, what about both? What about college and personal growth or self-education? What about no college and self-education? That's our mission. That's our passion. That's why I've been going for 2 weeks straight while we let the world know I barely sleep and I'm on fire because of it. But I want to clear something up for the people that are new. It'll take me 2 minutes, and then I want to let you see the opportunity you have tonight. For those that are asking, if you're somebody who'd like to make impact in money, then just watch this really quick. You're either the expert, and you don't even know you are, like Christine. You're the expert, and once you understand how to extract it, you could share it with the world. Or you say, I'm not an expert. Then you be a reporter. Tony wrote one of the best financial books in the world, Money, Master the Game. He's not the financial guy, even though he knows finances incredibly well, but he interviewed the best in the world, reported on it, #1 New York Times bestseller. Same thing. You could be the reporter of knowledge, or you could partner with someone who has a following or someone that's an expert. We already have so many people that are partnered with the introvert or partnered with somebody who doesn't want to fill a room or go through a course. This is how Tony started too with Jim Rohn. So if you want to make impact in money, you are one of these, hands down. Secondly, because technology changed, you could do it virtual, Zoom call, Skype, online, or you can do it in person like AJ did. And then lastly, what masterminds to me is a community a group of people collaborating. You're just bringing people together. Our new way to fortunes. Groups, group training, Tony's Platinum Group, amazing group of people, met so many of them, love them. I have a $7 a month group that we have thousands and thousands and thousands of people in. Groups are amazing, people collaborating, coming together, either online or in person. And there's workshops. Workshops, to me, I always think a workshop is like a weekend, learning how to do hair extensions, learning how to fly fish, learning how to do marketing, learning how to do anything you could possibly imagine, because people cut checks for speed. And then all of this, to me, is masterminds. Masterminds are the collaborative effort where everybody in the room is getting smarter. And this is the new delivery system. Books are the old way. Books are great. They'll always be around. But this is so accessible, and this is how you tap into the $129 billion a year knowledge industry. Okay, I want to go through the opportunity you have right now, and then I'm going to bring on a really amazing guest that's going to rock your world. So let's go through this. All right, let's see. Sorry, guys. Okay, here's what I know. To go to another level of life, right, we need next level capabilities. To tap into an industry that you might not know about, you need someone to guide you. To not miss out on an industry heading towards $1 billion a day, you need the capabilities that work. And that's Tony and I. We've been doing this for 16 years. You know, Tony hasn't done the course in over 10 years. He does not put his name on anything. He doesn't do anything unless it's elite. It's the best. It's the top of the top. And that's what we created. We created, if you could pull those slides up, leave them up as long as you want there, Mike. We created the Knowledge Business Blueprint. You've probably seen it all over the internet. You've probably seen our emails. But this is what it's about. I'm going to go through this quick because I want to get to our next guest who's going to rock the house. We broke it down into 4 modules. You saw some of them tonight. Now, this is the course. This is the immersion part of the course. This is where we train you how to do it, right? This is the how. And this is where AJ was talking about. Tony rocks the first part of this module. Then we teach you the process to extract, gain the confidence, identify your ideal client, and then the systemized agenda building, which you saw, you'll see more of here in a minute. And then you get to use our tools. This is one of those things that we left nothing out. This is the how. And then how to fill it. This is how to go from how do people pay me to where AJ had 5 people this weekend, to where Christine, when she gets through module 2, will know how to identify the perfect client and get them to come learn, impact their lives, and get paid. We created something called the wagon wheel. If you pull that up for a second, Mike, this is how I run my business. Is how do you market on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and email and word of mouth and going through the people that you know. The cool thing is, this is what I said before, is this phone, social media has been using us for years. We show you how to use it to fill your mastermind, your workshop, your group, your community, and do it online or in person. The next piece is how to run it. We've been doing this forever. How do you run an event where you feel confident, where he can do it for his first time and feel great and use our tools and know what to start, know what to do in the middle, know how to make it so impactful that they come back, they want to give you more money, they want to tell their friends because you changed their life. This is when you're done with those events, you go, oh my God, my life will never be the same. I know I got to steal Tony's line over and over. And the 4th section of the course of the Knowledge Business Blueprint is the Knowledge Broker. This is the most important section for those of you who think you're not an expert, don't have a skill. This is how you become the reporter of other people's knowledge and expertise, or you partner like Tony did with Jim Rohn, and so many of our students right now are partner with people with a following or partner people with an expertise. They use our strategies, they use our software, and they partner 50-50. And we teach you exactly how to do it, even how to find the partners. And here's the thing. Lewis Howes, he's already killing it. Great podcast, multiple New York Times, or has best-selling books. But he used it to go faster. He used it, and he used my process to sell without selling through an application process. Nobody wants to be a hardcore closer, but we want to keep people engaged so we can change their life. He did it. Things changed for him immediately. $90,000 in the first 2 hours. He proved it. He sent this documentation. He said it's game over forever. But then AJ, I want to put a picture of AJ. AJ is his first one. Literally first one, goes through the process in less than 2 weeks. He's got his first group that met 2 days ago. My God, amazing. And then I look at this. Think of it this way to kind of justify, like, how did we justify college? If I said to you, hey, I have this opportunity I want to sell you. It's $189,000. It's going to take 5 years of your time. And I can promise you, I'm going to teach you stuff, and I'm going to promise you that when you're done, 27% of you will get a job in the field that you go to, that we're teaching you. And it'll start at about $67,000 a year. But out of the 27% who actually get the job, 52% of you won't like it. But it's still $189,000 for the 5 years, and you can sign this debt. Like, I'm not trying to knock college, but it's just broken. It's not working. It doesn't mean you're going to college. You probably went years ago. But this is why this opportunity is so huge, because that cost is massive for general knowledge. And that's when Tony and I tried to price what we've created in the Knowledge Business Blueprint. We said, Tony's got a waiting list of people at $1 million want to pay him. I have people that are joining our $250,000 a year programs, mastermind. So how do we price it? So if we said this course was $5,000, I know for a fact there's so many of you that would jump on it because you get 60 years of our knowledge. That's not what you're going to pay. We just had to put a value on it. We could have put 100 grand, but we didn't stop there. Now let's get to this. This is the implementation tool. This is what differentiates. That's MindMint. You can bring this up. This is what differentiates this opportunity from anything you've ever had. If you've bought courses before and you didn't follow through, if you had something great but it never happened, it's because you had somebody teach you how. This is the what and the done for you. You get the agenda, swipe out, swipe in, like the video you saw. You get the websites, change the headline. You get the application. You get the emails to send out. We left nothing out. Nothing out of this. This builds your agenda, that part. The second part is the point and click. We already showed you, but it's the point and click website builder, funnel, agendas. Everything is built for you. And then the last part is like having an executive assistant who's been working with masterminds and groups and trainings for 60 years on your side, guiding you every step of the way. We didn't leave anything out. Joshua Lee said, MindMint is mind-blowing. Literally, a trained monkey could start a banana peeling mastermind with this tool. And David just basically said, you have to buy a bunch of $2,000 courses to get everything we put in here. And we're really proud of that. That's why we share that. We worked our tail off putting this together. If you put those two together, it's already at over $6,000. But then Tony and I talked about immersion is one thing, but then the ongoing support so you don't bounce out. Well, I do a live training every single month right here on the biggest breakthroughs that I find. When I discover something, I come right here and share. It's a group called My Inner Circle. So if you get enrolled tonight, if you click the link below here soon and get enrolled in the Knowledge Business Blueprint and the software, you're going to get 12 months of learning with me live every month. People love them. We're already at $7,300. But this is the one that, if for no other reason, you need to get the course for this. If you know anything about me, you know I'm all over Instagram, all over Facebook, all over YouTube. How? Because I got a group of great young A players with the right values, the right morals, and the right heart to serve. And I personally mentored them and brought in the best consultants on the planet to learn how to do YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and email marketing and affiliate marketing. And I personally trained and mentored them, and I got the best team on the entire planet. We sold over 500,000 books just on social media because of them. We fill our masterminds because of them. And what I had each of them do, and their salaries are hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, I had each of them film their own little unique course on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on affiliates, on affiliate marketing, on how to do email marketing so people open your email and take action. This alone is priceless. I didn't put a price on it. What could I put a price on it? $20,000? I just put priceless. Then we did something really cool. The only way to get access to the closed-door meetings of Tony's Platinum Group is to join at $85,000, and there's a waiting list. Like I said, that's an amazing family. I love every Plat I'd ever met. Incredible. But we wanted to extract just a little bit so you could get the best of when Ray Dalio goes to Tony's house and rocks it, and we film it, or they filmed it. We extracted some of the best of Platinum. You'll have instant access to that as well. Again, we put priceless. How do you put a price on something like that? Then, Russell Brunson. Russell owns ClickFunnels and has completely changed the world. He flew to a $100 million a year company by getting rid of websites and creating a funnel process, really your client flow. A client comes here, what do they do next, what do they do next? But here's the cool part. Yes, he built an amazing company. He's changed the world. And yes, he's just an incredible dude. Love that guy. But better yet, he has high-level masterminds. And he used to have 60 salespeople to fill them. Yeah, he's got a big company. But he changed it by obsessing for almost a year, and he created a funnel, meaning all online, how to attract people even if you don't have a list. If you have 0 people that know you, how do you extract them offline and put them through a process so automatically in automation, not they're automatically going to buy, but through automation, they're sold and put into your mastermind, building value, credibility, all electronically. He was going to teach you, or digitally, he was going to teach you how to do it, and Tony and I twisted his arm. He's giving you his funnels. Meaning, how to explain a funnel. The page, the follow-through, the step-by-step all the way through on how he puts hundreds of people in his high-level mastermind at $25,000 a year. He's giving it to you. Again, I had to do priceless, but what is that worth? We're at $7,300. But tonight, right now, before this opportunity goes away, and I want to tell you, this offer is going away. We will have the Knowledge Business Blueprint and the software for sale. I know it'll be for sale forever. This is the thing that's going to change the world. But since this is our coming out party, because we want to start the movement, we did something special. We're launching this right now. You're in the middle of a launch. And in a few days here, this offer is going away. And you'll be able to buy everything separately, but you're never going to get a whole year. Yes, you're getting 1 year of the software for free. That's not going to happen, and all these other crazy bonuses. So, of course, it comes with an unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. But, again, this is going away. So if you want the Knowledge Business Blueprint and the implementation tool, the software, and all the bonuses before they go away, you got to click the link below right now and enroll for $1,997 or 4 pay of $597. That means $597. You could be in this tonight doing what AJ and Christine. And then in a moment, I'm going to run a quick little video while you get enrolled, a quick 2-minute video of some other people who got engaged. And we're going to have another cool guest that's going to rock the house. Don't you dare go away. I'll be right back.
What Tony and Dean have done here is nothing short of just pure magic.
I feel like my life is about to change.
This has been so thoroughly thought out that actually all the questions I have right now find their answers.
You are going to help other people make their lives better while you prosper.
This is my first mastermind ever, and I'm so glad I took the decision to do it.
It has changed my life so much. I already have a Zoom call lined up with 5 prospective clients.
You know, as somebody who has easily spent over 6 figures on courses, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Every single tool that Dean is teaching and giving us will take your business to the next level.
Let me tell you, this course, the Knowledge Business Blueprint, is literally a gift from heaven.
And let me tell you, just the first module is worth all the money that you're paying right now.
Each module, each video in that module by itself was a transforming, life-changing event for me.
I have gained so much confidence and so much clarity on what my next steps will be.
Now I've got the tools in my hands to get out and use them. I feel so blessed.
I am ecstatic with it already.
Is the #1 investment that you could actually take advantage of.
Just seeing how this can go out and you can affect so many people's lives, I would not miss this.
I feel like I've already received more than $2,000 worth of value, so I received more than I paid for the course. I'm not even halfway done with it.
I haven't been an educator all my life. This is well overdue.
If you're even on the fence about this, I want to give you the push.
Do not hesitate anymore. Get on with it. This is the way to make your dreams come true.
Again, if you're on the verge, if you're on the fence, deciding whether or not to get the program, I say do it. This is probably one of the best, if not the best, investment that I've made in myself and my business.
And if you're sitting on the fence thinking about doing something like this, just invest in yourself. This is it. You get one shot.
Hey, what's up?
We're back.
We're back. We're going to have some fun now. Not that we haven't had fun this whole entire time. Jenna, I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so excited. I know my people are on. Thank you guys for hanging out.
And
we
Sue.
Are so,
Let's say hi
my
to
mom is watching. We are ready for this. I am so excited to give you a little breather and talk a little bit about this amazing program. So let's go.
Yeah, so I want to start here. I got to tell you. So masterminds are truly a part of my life. It's not something we just talk about. So I meet Jenna, 5 weeks ago?
Yeah.
8 weeks ago? We were at a mastermind together in Puerto Rico with some great dear friends, with Lewis Howes and Brendan Burchard and just Trent Shelton, all these incredible, just awesome people. And you know when someone just stands out, I already knew everybody else loved them, and then I get to meet Jenna, my fiance, and I just fall in love with her, and we started following you that night, like the energy, what you put out to the world, what you've done is so incredible, and I love your story. Not that we want to go into a story, but there's so many people that are right now where you were not that long ago. So I think you just, a little backstory, and then let's get right to helping people.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy because I think that a lot of times when we are stepping into our own or even thinking about like, what is my life going to look like? We can see the genius in everyone else, but we cannot see it in ourselves.
Yeah.
So you could ask anyone, you know, tell me about your best friend or your mom or your sister. But when you think about yourself, it's like, I'm just an average normal girl. I'm a normal 31-year-old small town Minnesota girl. But I was stuck in the corporate world and just needed an exit. And I wish that I could say that I set off on this journey to impact the world, but really I just needed to get out of corporate America. But somewhere along the way, you find out that you have these gifts, and when you start to step into them and like have them and own them, you not only get to like ignite the world, but you get to give other people the permission to do the same. And so I went from being a photographer to being an educator and to being a podcaster and impacting thousands of lives because I finally said, I am not just an average girl. I have something. And maybe I am only one chapter ahead of everyone else, but why don't I take them with me?
Right, and then and you started helping one person, right?
Yes.
Like you didn't start off.
I
you got a
was trading
7-figure
time
business.
for money
But you started in the business.
Yes.
And then you started training. Did you have like 2,000 people show up the first time you trained? You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes people think, oh, you guys are so far ahead.
Yeah.
Like I'm not Tony, I'm not Dean, I'm not Jenna.
Yeah.
So like I think it'd be great for people to know just a little bit. Like what was that first?
You want to hear about it?
Yeah, I do.
The first program or teaching I ever did, I recorded it in my bedroom with a little microphone. I said, guys, I'm going to teach the world how to run a business. I got 25 women to sign up. And all I did was sit there and record all of my stuff.
Wow.
I just sat there and I poured my heart out. And let me tell you, the execution was a nightmare. People got results because I was so excited. There was no way that they weren't going to do what I was telling them to do. So when you look at people that are further along or you hear billions of dollars or millions of dollars and it just feels like so out of reach, what if you could make $1,000 a month? What would that do for your family? How could that change your life? What would it look like if you knew that your mortgage could be paid or you could go on that vacation? And I feel like a lot of times as educators, it's hard for us to go back to that place, but when I close my eyes, I'm there. And I remember those student loans I was paying and the wedding I was paying for.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? You said something as educators. Would you rewind 10 years? If someone would have said, I'd be on a camera with tens of thousands of people watching, and I'd say, as an educator, like that's what people are thinking right now.
Yeah.
I'm not an educator. I'm not good in front of people. I'm not like all of those things, and I don't want to dismiss it. I don't want to be like, oh, that's no big deal. You'll get over that. There's a process. Like, don't you wish you had what Tony and I taught the day you started?
Oh, you know? I mean, I have been taking this course and voice texting Dean like, where were you? Where were you? Why were you not here for me when I needed you? And I think what's so funny is like my mom is a professor and I remember saying, I'm going to become an educator. And she goes, and how? And do you know how to create curriculum? I said, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to figure it out. Like you can turn decades into days. And I think that's incredible because you have this opportunity to exchange money and get back time. And if you follow me at all, I talk about time being our biggest currency, especially as a mom. Like I realize how precious my time is and how I cannot get time back. And so if I can give somebody money, which I can go out and make more of and claim back time, I would have saved myself a lot of time.
Well, you know what? I think we're just in this. I have to be honest. When Tony started 40-something years ago, right? He took my money 5 years ago off an infomercial. And I have to tell you, everybody I told, everybody's like, you bought off an infomercial? Oh, you just got ripped off. Try to get your money back. You probably won't get it back, especially if they didn't know who Tony was.
Right.
And we were in this space where I think so many people like listened to Tony because he was massively successful then, but nobody told everybody. Like you didn't tell anybody like, I went to a Tony Robbins event or I'm in Tony Robbins mastermind because it's like, be like, ooh, you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yep.
Like I said earlier, it's like we're so programmed that we'll go spend $100,000 for 5 years of college where only 26% of us get a job, or 26% of people actually get a job. Half of those people hate it, go in debt, but we'll do that because that's what everybody says. But going to a Tony Robbins thing, ooh.
Yeah.
But the cool part Jenna, is I've been blessed to be able to watch this transformation. It wasn't so cool 20 years ago. It was a little more cool 10 years ago. But I have to tell you, right now, it's like a wave. I mean, I was Mary Ellen Tribby. She runs Centerpoint. It's a big company, and she's great. She's a badass. Anyway, she interviewed me today, and she was talking about her son. Her son's a star athlete, getting an opportunity to go to colleges all over. And he came to her today, and she shared the story. I thought it was, and he said, Mom, I really don't want to waste 5-6 years. And again, college could have been a long time for you. I'm just telling you the way people are thinking. He said, I don't want to waste 5 to 6 years going to college. I want to do what you do. If I want to get good at something, can I just learn from somebody who's great and then start doing it? And she said she almost cried. And she was like, yes, exactly. But it just shows me it's not getting kind of cool. That's why Forbes says we're going to $1 billion a day, because people are going, 5 years, I get a business degree, get an accounting degree, then I'll take some electives on photography, or I can spend a weekend with Jenna. I'm gonna spend the weekend with Jenna, right? And it's like, it's not, I say it out loud, it's like, duh, but the world didn't know it was duh till now.
Oh, I mean, we talk about this all the time. We just had a baby, and we were talking about a college account, and I was like, but I don't really want to set aside a college account, because what if she gets this brilliant idea and she can see what's possible, and we could help fund that? Like, we have had this exact conversation, and we're getting ahead of the curve right now. It's like we're giving people an opportunity through online education as a full for people to start listening. I mean, you are in my ear all of the time. And Drew's like, oh, is that Dean again? Oh, is that Dean again? But we have this opportunity to go on a walk and put on an MP3 and learn a new skill. And all of a sudden we can implement it. We aren't sitting in classrooms. I'm learning while I'm making eggs in the morning, or while I'm taking a shower, or while I'm getting ready for a walk. I mean, like, I can be learning all the time. And I think that a lot of times we think learning has to be so traditional, and that, you have to get this diploma and you have to get all these things. But really, when I look at what I'm doing, it's from taking on mentors and hiring coaches. And now all of a sudden, you can get all of this from the comfort of your own home in yoga pants and be like, what are we doing?
Exactly. And I'd love for you to touch a little bit on, see, I had this transition. I got into the information business, the knowledge business, not because I was another Mother Teresa trying to impact lives. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like the life I had. I was broke. My parents struggled financially. And I'm like, wow, Tony Robbins gave me information. I paid him for it. He helped me go faster. I could make money doing that. I was already a millionaire by the time I had done it. I started with nothing. I lived in a trailer park as a kid. I didn't go to college. I'm like, I'm going to teach people. So Tony just inspired me by watching him. I didn't have a course like the Knowledge Business Blueprint. And I have to tell you, the first 5 or 6 years, it was a struggle. I was figuring it out on my own. I wasn't smart enough to pay other people back then. And then I finally got coaches, and I finally got in masterminds. I finally got in groups. I started growing. But there was this point, and I want to ask if there was this point when I woke up one day and I was like, oh my God, I get to make money by helping people go faster. Did you ever have that realization?
Oh, all the time. And I think it's even more freeing now, because at the beginning, when I started my photography business, it was to get out. It was to get out of corporate America. That was the only goal. When I started teaching, it was giving other people the possibility of the transformation I saw, the freedom that I felt. And so all of a sudden it went from, I'm going to take photos to get paid, to I'm going to help people do what they love, get paid to do it, and claim back their life. And I feel like I am so passionate about waking up every day and not hating what you're about to do. Like, if you wake up every day and you hate what you're going to do, something has to give.
It has to. And something, your health will give, your relationship will give, your body will give, something will give.
And that's like, I mean, I just feel like all of a sudden it was like, I get to wake up and teach. And guess what? I don't know all the answers. I am probably one of the most imperfect leaders, but I'm stepping up to the plate every day, showing up and saying, you're coming with me, and you can come too. And what I think is so incredible is whether you're teaching 10 people or 1,000 or your neighbor next door, you are impacting somebody's life that then can impact someone else's. And I think we forget about the ripple effect.
Yeah, we do.
I wrote down my legacy. Yeah, I want my legacy to leave a ripple effect that everyone can see for years to come.
Incredible. And as it becomes more addicting and you get more in the space, right? You start with one person like she did. But here's what happens. You know, we talked about before. I went through it quick, but you become the reporter sometimes of other people's knowledge. So let me ask you something. So Jenna asked me to be her business coach. We did a couple calls. In fact, you released
Got to
one. It was
listen to 'em.
amazing. Yeah, that was awesome. But is there anything that I taught you that now you could teach?
Everything.
Right. So what happens is once you're in it, you think, oh, I'll just be the reporter. We're all the reporter. I go to a mastermind with Jenna. I learn something. It becomes mine. The next time I'm on screen teaching my monthly call, I'm teaching something she gave me, or something Tony gave me, or Brendan Burchard gave me, or Lewis Howes, or Trent Shelton, or Anthony Trucks, or this collectiveness, and you become a professional reporter. And being a reporter doesn't mean you claim it as yours. I try, if you ever read any of my books, I try every time I go, I think I got this from Tony. I got this from Jenna. But who cares? It's mine now. And she might have taken 5 years to figure it out. I learned it in a day, and now I can teach it.
Well, and I think that's one of the most approachable things is I feel like a lot of questions I'm getting is like, well, I don't have this built-in audience, or I don't have a big email list, and like all I have is my Facebook where my friends and family are. How could this work for me? And when you think about it, we are all within reach. There have been times in my life where someone has approached me and said, hey, I can help you do this one thing. I'll set it all up. You just show up and I'll take care of everything else. I'm like, done.
Yeah.
And so you are given this system that you can implement for other people until, guess what? You're going to become the expert when you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's amazing because it's giving people this way in. And we can all be reporters. We all are reporters. We're all learning. We're all teaching what we're learning. And so there's something that you've gone through in your life that has impacted you, that you have researched or that you've learned about, whether it's different things. Like I was thinking about me. I went gluten-free. I could teach people about going gluten-free. Like there are so many different ways that we can serve the world. And I think so often we just overlook them because we're so close to our own genius.
No, true story. Sorry, I was trying to get a slide. I wanted to show something here, but I can't find it. I'll find it later. I think I didn't start off as a reporter. So just so you guys know, and I don't know if any of you guys realize this, my first infomercial, do you know what I taught? I taught people how to make money flipping cars.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Because I was in high school, broke, and my dad was in the car business. And I realized, this is crazy, I realized in high school that people would go to trade in their car. Did you ever trade in a car and people offer you nothing?
Yeah.
Like you think it's worth 10 grand, they say, we'll give you 6. And you're like, oh, I'm already at the dealership.
Yep.
I should just take it,
Yep.
right? So I started running ads, said, don't take the low offer when you're trading in a car. Let me sell it for you. And it was the newspaper. It's before the internet existed. It wasn't even a thing. So I would find people, they go, oh, I try to trade in my car. They want to give me 7, I want 10. I'm like, I'll get you 9. Let me know. And then I would run ads for those cars. I'd match them up and make money. It's how I started. So then I went, and then I got a car business, then an auto sales, then a used car lot, and then I went on from there. So I'm like, man, and I created a course on how you can wholesale cars like I did. And I went on TV and offered it, and I called it Motor Millions. That's how I started. Like literally, that's how I started. So if you're thinking Dean started off all elegantly, I was 20 something years ago. I was in my 20s. I looked like I was 9. I had big pleated pants. I had an oversized shirt on, and I'm telling people, hey, you could make money with cars too. And that's exactly how I started. And it evolved one step at a time until I became the reporter of other people's collective wisdom.
Can I tell you something that people keep asking me? They keep asking me, Jenna, why did you hire Dean as your coach? And can I tell them why?
Yeah, sure.
Because I feel like this point is exactly that. Dean and I operate very differently.
Hold on one second.
Oh,
we got to change it. Go ahead.
We're
you can change
switching
it.
out mics.
Let's
We got this. We're live. Okay.
Can you hear it all or no?
Can you hear me?
Okay, you keep talking. Here, watch this.
Okay, so here's why I chose Dean. It's so interesting. We are live. This is live. What's so interesting to me is that I am a heart girl and a head girl. I love to feel things with my heart. If you follow me, I'm vulnerable, authentic. I get that. But why I hired you is because you give systems. And I'm the kind of person that if you tell me do A, B, C, and D and you're going to see success, boom, I will execute it within the next day. You've seen this happen.
I have.
And so
ridiculous amounts.
It's funny to me because a lot of women are like, well, why would I hire a male mentor? And I'm like, I mean, there are amazing women out there teaching. But sometimes we can have that head and heart game, and I can help inject that into the male marketing thing. But we need someone to help give us systems. And what I found in my own experience hiring mentors is that men have given that to me so much easier because sometimes they tend to be less emotional. And so what I love about this whole thing, how you teach, is that it's A, B, C, D, execute, results.
Yeah. And that's why and why I wanted to share today, because we had all these great questions come in. Today, I had a million different directions I wanted to go in today. I did. But I really wanted to show you for all those great questions. I don't want you to miss out on this, because not only did we teach it, right? It's great to even teach systems. But I realized through doing this for 20-something years, even when you teach systems, sometimes in busy life, you still don't execute. So we wanted to teach it, and then we literally spent over $400,000 just for the software developers to build the processes and systems, to build the website, to build that agenda you could swipe in a tool, swipe out. Because then it's like, okay, I know how, and here it is.
There's no getting out of it.
Right, and then how do I collect money? Oh, you just attach it to this credit. Oh, how do you build? Oh, it's right here. What email should I send? Oh, it's right here.
Yep.
Right? Is that still not working?
Hello.
Was she able to hear me?
Live reporting from Arizona, Jenna Kutcher.
All right, I hope were they able to hear her or no? Yes. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is live. This, at least you know, right?
Oh, we roll with this.
So, I know this was really amazing. You jumped on a plane and came down here. So, somebody is watching right now thinking, could this be for me? This course, they didn't go through it. Why should they?
I think there's something that is very powerful about figuring out how you can serve the world. And I think deep down in the core of everyone's being, you want to finish your life and say, I've used every gift you've given me.
Yep.
I am done. I have finished the race. And I feel like so many people nowadays are living these Instagram real lives, but their real lives aren't actually getting any impact. There's no engagement happening in their real lives. And so what I think is incredible is that you said this inside the course. You said, I like to give people what they think they want, but actually serve them what they need.
Yeah.
And what I'm finding is that this isn't just a course about making money with knowledge. It's so much more. This is mindset shifts. This is breaking those glass ceilings. This is digging into who you are as a person and how you're going to leave this world. And yeah, people want the money and to make the system and all of that. But I think that when you take this course, you will see true transformation. I know as someone who thought, I know it all, I have been experiencing just these huge takeaways where you're like, where is this coming from? I'm a mom now. I cry all the time. But it's amazing. It's like you can come alive. And when you come alive, you give other people permission to come alive too. And we've seen this happen tonight. And I think that there's something out there that is calling you, that is a higher calling. And if you just want to do this just to get out of your 9 to 5, that's a great goal to start with. But I will tell you, you're going to walk away with a whole lot more. You're going to walk away with a new outlook. You're going to walk away with more impact. You're going to walk away with more purpose. And yeah, we'll give people what they want, but I also think that we'll give them what they need. Yeah. And I think that has been proven to me with every single module that I'm ingesting.
Well, the cool part, and I have to touch on that one of the biggest, we have a positive comment coming in literally every other second. Like literally the Facebook page, there's over 10,000 people strong in the group, and it's like nonstop. And one of the top things is when they go through the tools that Tony and I give you to teach other people, people are going through them for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where the biggest breakthrough is like, I got this. It's Christine. Like people get the breakthrough. So you get the breakthrough. Tony lights it up in the first module. Mm-hmm. He's on fire. I mean, it's been a while since he's done it, so he lights it up. But yes, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
We wanted to think of everything we can do, from the inspiration, the motivation, the tactics, the how, and then also the implementation tool, so there's no excuses. This is not going to be another course. No. This is the course, and we're pretty proud.
I had to fly here to make sure that he did this thing justice, because after webcast 1, I'm like, come on, there is so much more inside.
We don't want to keep people all night, right? So we did the best we could.
You guys are hanging with us. We got this.
Well, listen. Here's what we shared with you. We still got one more great guest, so don't go anywhere. But here's what I want to tell you. I started thinking, what could be the bonus? I told you guys we're going to do an amazing bonus tonight. I'm like, what can be the bonus? Again, we have so much data. Hundreds of thousands of people already came through here. And what most people are saying is, how do I get started? I'm busy. I have a job, or I have a baby, or I have a husband, or I have a wife. And we started thinking, and I collaborated with Jenna, because she's the master at this. She's a mom. How old your baby?
5 months old.
5 months old. He's so adorable. You need to follow her online. She's unbelievable. She'll light you up every day, and her baby is absolutely adorable. But I've never seen anybody so good at finding the time, making the impact, getting it launched. So here's what we're doing. Jen and I talked. We are going to throw in a bonus that I haven't been able to do this because of time-wise, but we carved out a time. We're going to do a 2-hour live training We're calling it that. You could bring that up. The brand new OMG bonus. That was I gave it that name because when we decided to do this, we're going to do a 2-hour live intensive on how to find the time, exactly where to start, and how to launch your first community group, mastermind, or workshop in the next 30 days.
I think what he was asking me is like, what do we need? And I'm like, we need deadlines because we have not kept promises to ourselves. Yeah. And a lot of people watching right now are going to say, I've tried, I've bought things and I've never finished them. And it's like, this is your time. Yep. We have 30 days, guys. We can do this.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right, you're ready for this?
I'm fired up.
Okay, so we're going to do this 2-hour immersion training to get you going. Listen, there's so many of you already listing it's unbelievable how many people already have their websites up and they're putting people in groups right now. We officially have started the transformation to make self-education the new norm a little over a week ago. But if you're sitting on the fence and you go, I need the implementation process, that's what we're going to do. I think it's the best bonus that could exist. We're going to do it live. I'll either fly to you or she'll fly down here and we'll make it happen. But this opportunity will go away once this launch is over of our coming out party. So what you got to do is you got to click the link below right now and get the KBB course. Get the MindMint software, the implementation tool, and all the killer bonuses. Thank you. Seriously.
I'll see you guys in 30 days when your lives are totally transformed.
All right. Thank you
so
much. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming down. All right, do it. We got one more guest. And is he mic'd up or is this working? No, we're good. All right, look it. At least you know we're not being phony on live. What's up, man?
What's happening? I like live
Great job.
Yes, exactly. It's really. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man?
Doing great.
All right, so we just keep them coming. You been having fun here?
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
So here's what I love is, Brian, tell them a little bit about you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a digital marketing company. We help experts, thought leaders, people who have an expertise on the inside of them that they've accumulated over the years, and we help them to launch that expertise online.
Yeah, and that's exactly why he's here. This is what he does. He gets to judge every single course that comes out. He gets to see, and I know you don't promote a lot of things and you don't push people into stuff, and I have to tell you, you've been all over the internet. You've been telling everybody about this course. You've been sharing from your heart, man. It's been really awesome to watch. I know you've been in it. I appreciate all the compliments, and I just thought it'd be awesome that we had somebody who just had a breakthrough to know what she's good at.
Yeah.
And then we had AJ, who's literally a week and 2 days into the course, and he did his first group training over the weekend.
That's awesome.
And then we had Jenna, who just crushed it. And this is what you actually do for a living. So I thought it'd be really great to give a perspective, like kind of a ladder step of all different phases. So as you've been watching us talk, and you know all the people, your tribe who's already in here working, loving the course, what are some things we missed to make sure that we don't leave anybody with open questions tonight?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I got to say.
And finish what you're doing.
First, I got to say, listen, I've been doing this for 13 years, and I got to say, you guys put together one of the best courses.
Oh, thank
I've
you.
said this over and over and over again. You've heard me.
Yeah.
And it's so complete. I went through it. Like, I love Tony, immersion. That's how I roll too.
Yeah.
Immersion. That's the fastest way. But I went through it at night because I worked during the day. I help others during the day.
Yeah.
And I crushed it out. And you know, the funny thing is, like, we were planning on launching our 25K group and then a 100K group, like, months out.
Yeah.
Months out. And I went through the course, and I'm like, no. We're launching this puppy now. I told my wife, we're launching this thing now. So back to the 3 steps, right?
Yeah.
3 steps. So in our world, what we do is we sit down with people from all walks of life, all different types of expertise, and we sit down and we map out their strategy for how they should bring their expertise to the world.
Okay.
Right? And we call that design.
Okay.
Right? And so when you asked me to come on and fly in here and talk about the 3 steps to getting started, I thought the first step is a design, right? So you take a look at, well, what do you got to design, right? Well, you got to design your offer. Okay, you guys have made that incredible easy. Like, we created our 25K and 100K group in like a day.
That's awesome.
Because we're able to design it because of the process, right? Extracting your superpower and then using the software to pump it into an agenda and then being able to roll it out, right? So that's number 1. So design your offer, then design your funnel. Listen, okay, we build funnels for a living. That's what we do. We help other people with all of the technical stuff.
And a funnel, for anybody who doesn't know what that terminology is, it's just the client path. In the not old days, like 5 minutes ago online, right? It would be a website, and then if you bought something, what would be next? Would it be your checkout? Would it be offering to upgrade, right? All those things would be the client path when they bought online. Russell Brunson with ClickFunnels and a lot of the terminology is it's a funnel. It's the process they go through, and he's mastered that. And we know that because with the wrong funnel, there's lots of work, lots of missed opportunities. People aren't engaged, they don't pay, and they don't show up. With the right funnels, people love the experience, they get engaged, they show up ready to learn. And Tony and I know how to do this pretty well, and we shared our exact funnel. So anyway.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So design your funnels. So you guys have already designed the funnels because you've got paid funnels, you've got free funnels. So the funnels are done. They're ready to go. They're waiting for you on the inside. And all of you know who have already jumped in, right? So that's number 2, part of the design phase. And then the third thing is designing the marketing, how to fill your events, your workshops, or your masterminds, right? And I think that's important to note, right? Because a lot of people, they ask us the question, Brian, why don't I want to run a mastermind? It's like, well, it's way more than that, right? Like it's events, workshops, masterminds, and a ton of other things. So the third part of the design phase is design your marketing. How are you going to fill it? You don't have to spend a ton of money to fill it either. There's grassroots ways that you share right in the course, right? So that's what I love about the course. Number 1 is design. That work is really done for you inside the course and in the software. Number 2, step number 2, is build it, okay? Now, what do you need to build, right? And a lot of people get overwhelmed when it comes to building stuff, right? They get hung up all the time, especially when it comes to funnels because it's super techy, right? But Dean and the software and the course, they've made it so easy to build.
Well, you know why it's built that way is because I'm a technophobe. I'm so terrible. If anything, like literally today, I couldn't get in the app to get in my Tesla, and Tesla made it so easy. And I was swiping the wrong way. I literally had to call service to come, and the guy's like, "Can I see your phone?" He's like, "Do," and my car unlocked. I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm so bad with tech, so I wanted to make it. If you guys were on when we showed that little video, I wanted to make it so it's done and it's like a Word doc. How do I go in and delete and then replace? Right? And that's why, and I obsessed over that because something's techie, I'm out.
Yeah, which is super smart because we have thousands of people coming to us literally every single month, getting hung up on tech. So well done. So build 2 things. Build your funnel. Okay, it's already ready to go. You just got to, again, change out a video, change out some text, okay? Work on that. Then build out your offer, right? Whether it's your event or your workshop or your mastermind, right? So that's the second step of the process, right, to get started. The third step is launch and scale. So after you design it, then you're going to build it, then you're going to launch that puppy, right? You're going to get some traffic to it, and you're going to fill that thing, right? So there's a few easy steps within the launch and scale phase, if you will, right? And that, to me, is drive traffic, right? And they've got traffic secrets inside of the course, right? So paid and free. Okay, so don't get hung up like I don't have a bunch of money that I need to spend all this money on driving traffic. You don't need to.
Well, that's why even AJ said it. We really pushed inside the course, like use all these free tactics first. Because if you could do your first one like AJ did with 5 people without spending money on advertising and promotion, you collect that money, all of a sudden you have an ROI. If you want to then go to phase 2 and start spending money to drive people in. And I say it 100 times in the course. Don't use money yet. Do this one first. Don't use money here yet. Do this one first because I want you guys to have proof of concept. I mean, anything in life, once we have one proof of concept, we move to the next level.
True.
And that's why I designed the course, or we designed that course, so you go, oh wow, this works. Oh wow, I feel, Anyway, glad you noticed that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so after you drive traffic, okay, paid or free, then it's a matter of selling online, okay, through your funnels and your ads or your free strategy. And you sell offline if you do an application funnel, right? But if you're not doing an application process, you can go straight to the sales page and sell people right into the process. And then lastly, all you got to do is fulfill, right? Fulfill your events, your workshops, your masterminds. Fulfill, deliver the goods, right? Like take your expertise, your thought leadership that you've accumulated over the years, or find someone who has expertise in thought leadership because there's thousands. I mean, we see like literally close to 10,000 people a year come to us because they have an expertise on the inside of them that they want to release in the world. Right, and then they need our help to release it. But there is tons of people. So if you don't have a thought leadership or an expertise, you can become a knowledge broker, become a reporter, and partner with those who need help. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people, they come to us because they want to leave a legacy, right? Like it's not just about the money. It's about the impact, right? And I can talk about that for days. But simple, it's design, right? Build, and then launch and scale. and start fulfilling, because it's so rewarding and satisfying to pour your expertise out and change someone's life so they can take their life in the business to the next
Yeah,
level.
it's the same thing I asked Jenna. Was there a point in your business, maybe you started that way. I didn't start as just wanting to serve. It was a part of it. But then it got to a point where I was obsessed with impact. And I probably got a lot of that from Tony. That's his whole life.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that man works hard. He's the only man I know who works harder than me. His whole life is based on impact. He's flying to Australia right now to do that. But did you feel that shifting point where you realized, look at what I'm doing for people and I'm getting paid? It's like this double satisfaction of impact and income.
Listen, so it clicked for me. So I started back in 2006. I started marketing online, building funnels, doing all this stuff, right? And up until 2015, I was like, why am I doing all this techie stuff? Like, I was like, pull my hair out. And I met this guy, Dr. Todd, who was on a mission to eradicate waterborne illness in the country of Liberia. And it clicked for me. I'm helping people like him take their expertise, share it with the world, be able to monetize, raise the funds to be able to make an impact in the world. And he's gone on to raise $10 million and eradicate war. He's in the process of literally eradicating waterborne illness in the entire country of Liberia.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, and that's the opportunity you have of being a knowledge broker. Because here's the thing. Because if you have access, if you get enrolled in the course, if you decide you want to be the expert or you want to be the reporter, but if not, when you partner with somebody, you have the opportunity to use all these strategies, to use the software and just align someone's message. And what I'd say is find a niche that you love. Man, I really appreciate you coming down here and sharing with everybody. Les, I don't want to keep people on the East Coast too long, but I really love the way you think. I really love your passion. I watched your videos. You're talking about this course like it's yours. Like, it really meant a lot. That's why I told my team, ask Brian to come down, and I appreciate you jumping on a plane, but you've been pushing this. What's some final words you'd say to somebody who's thinking about doing this, but not sure it'll fit for them?
Yeah, I would say get in the game. Like, get in the game, make the investment in the course, and the software comes with it for free for the first year.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. Everything in your life will shift if you just plug in. Like, I went through it like a fresh, like I was like completely new slate, right? And I've been, like, I'm in high-level masterminds, and I've got, like, literally, probably, I've got tons of courses, let's just put it that way. And for the first time, I was excited because it was you, it was Tony, and
Russell as well.
And Russell's in there as well. Yeah, love Russell. And so dive in, right? Dive in, get started, and watch as you go through the process. Your mindset will shift in a huge way, like ours shifted, right? Like, why wait? There's something that's probably burning on the inside of you that you want to do, that you want to launch, that you want to help others with.
Yep.
Jump in, get started. Like, the cost of this is like pennies compared to the value.
Yeah, and I'll end it with this. Like, I just know this about my life, and I would bet to say I would love for you to ask yourself this question. If we were back here right now, we're 95 years old. I don't think we're going to look back and be grateful that we hesitated. I don't think we're going to look back and be happy we played small. I don't think we're going to look back and say, yeah, but I was nervous if that would work for me, so I waited and let 5 years slip by. I teach persuasion in the course but the first thing I teach in the course of persuasion, you went through it, is I said, love what you do so much that you feel ethically obligated to get people to enroll. Tony and I sat here and shared and asked you to pay money for a course with zero guilt, because we know that if you get this course in your hand, it's the only way we can impact your life. It's the only way we can get you the capabilities. People who don't pay attention. We get this in your hands and you start unpackaging these capabilities. You get a new way of thinking. You get a new set of tools. You get the implementation tools of the software that actually do most of it for you so you don't miss out. Then you get to make an impact. Then you get to live into your full potential. And we can't do that unless you take action. So everything we did tonight, I'm just telling you, everything we did tonight was to overcome your fears, to let you see the truth, to let you hear from somebody who just had a breakthrough on what her superpower is, all the way to somebody who helps somebody for a living, and everywhere in between. I did that. All of this tonight was to get you to take action. Because we can't help you if you're just the observer of knowledge. Tony and I can't help you gain these capabilities. We can't help you right now not feel regret 5 years from now when you look back and you're still in the same place and you didn't gain capabilities, and now we're at $1 billion a day in this space, and then you're thinking, should I jump in now? we can't help you unless we get you to take action. So that's why I asked Brian to come down, and that's why I want to give you this opportunity one more time, and then we're going to close up. I know it's getting late. Brian, I really appreciate you coming here, man.
Yeah, it's
You're
been
awesome.
an honor.
It's really cool, dude, to jump on a plane and come down and serve. All right, we're winding down here, but I meant that. If you're still thinking about this, then I still messed up. I didn't answer all the questions you guys had. Literally, we took them all in. If you noticed when I first started tonight, I had so many thoughts going through my head at once because I want to answer and serve all of you. I want every one of you watching who's thinking about doing something else with your life, wants a new opportunity, wants an industry that can make them feel alive, wants to impact, wants to make more money. I wanted to serve all of you, and it's the first time I was even a little distracted when I started because I just want to reach through and solve all of your problems so you go, hell yes, I'm in. Because the opposite of hell yes, I'm in is maybe someday. And maybe someday turns into decades. And maybe someday turns into being 95 and look around and go, I should have done something different. I think we got one life. Let's just go for it. And that's why we created this. It's our passion, to be honest. It's our mission. We want to make self-education the new norm. If it wasn't for self-education, Tony and I would never be where we are. So it's such it's so in our face. We've been doing it for 60 years between us that we want the world to have it. This is our legacy. And we created something special. It's an absolute movement. And tonight is one of the last times you can get enrolled in the Knowledge Business Blueprint course and the software. I'm going to go through it really quick because by now you already saw it. I'm going to get you out of here because I know on the East Coast it's late, or wherever you are in the world it's getting late. So let's get through it. Just in case you have any questions, you know you get the entire course. The first part is extract it. When you're done, you're going to know exactly what's your superpower, who to attract. Tony's going to light you up where you won't even be able to sleep that night. Believe me, he kills it in this. Well, he kills it through everything, but kills it. You're going to know your agenda, and you're going to have our tools. In the second section, let me just go really quick. When you're done, you're going to know how to fill it, whether that's free ways or whether you want to pay. You're going to know how to fill it through Instagram, Facebook, social media, emails, and word of mouth. Then you're going to know how to run it confidently. When you're done with run it, you're like, I got this. No problem. I got this. And the last part is the knowledge broker. If you're not the expert, learn how to be the reporter or partner with others. When you're done with this course, with those 4 modules, confidence through the roof, you know your superpower, you know your track, and you're ready for the game. Like I said, Lewis Howes crushed it. He's already in the game. AJ just started, already did his first event. We talked about the crazy price of school. It's ridiculous. And what is your guarantee? 12% of people are happy with the job they get? Or you can learn from Tony Robbins and I through the Knowledge Business Blueprint and all 4 modules. And let's go to the MindMint software. This is your implementation tool. This is the part that every other course has missed. And I've built amazing courses. I've never built a software. We hired the best software developers on the planet. We extracted our knowledge and said, once we teach them, how do they immediately do? How do they get their agenda set up? Use our tools. Make it stupid simple because technology drives me crazy. How do we make it so their websites are built with our funnel, that they have the agenda, that they have their flow to do it? That's what we created. We created the tool that'll make this, the software that'll make this the greatest course you've ever done, because you're going to finish it and you'll have your mastermind, your group, your workshop set up, or your community. We spent, just so you know, we spent over $418,000 developing that software. Legit. If you wanted to build this for yourself, that's what you'd have to pay for it. MindMint is mind-blowing. Yeah, we had some great, amazing testimonials. They're coming in every second. That's, let me get to this. I'm going to go really quick. Then you have the immersion, the course, and the software. I want to train you every month right here. If you know anything about me, I kind of know marketing, kind of know persuasion, but it changes. I learn stuff all the time. I want you with me every month. That's our inner circle. That's $1,164 a year. We're at $7,300. These next 3 bonuses are off the charts. I put priceless on them. You could put a price in your head, but think about it. My top marketing team that I personally mentored, I believe I'd put them up against any marketing team on the planet. We pulled back the curtain. I don't even know if this was smart of me to do. Each one of them filmed their own mini course to teach you how to do Facebook and Instagram, mastering YouTube, social media domination, affiliate marketing, email mastery. Each one of those you get for free. Yes, priceless. You get the best of platinum. It's Tony's $85,000 group. You get the best of it. It's amazing. People are freaking out. Again, you know the only way in there is to join. You can join. You can be put on the list, which is amazing. I love platinum group. We put that on. We call that priceless because it is. And then lastly, Russell Brunson. the man who pretty much named funnels or made funnels possible, not only teaches you how he fills his events, he's literally giving you his funnel that he's never given to anybody else. We twisted his arm. Tony's pretty persuasive. You get his funnel, again, priceless. It's over $7,300. The last 3 we just put priceless. You guys, you know this opportunity is going away. The opportunity to get a whole year of the software for free and all these bonuses won't be here long. Yes, I'm pitching. Yes, I'm pushing because I don't want to leave anybody sitting on the fence and look back in 5 years with massive regret. It sucks. Regret sucks. So if you're ready for another level, click the link below or go to kbbcourse.com. Either one pay of $19.97 or 4 pay of $597. $597. You have access tonight to all of this. Of course, unconditional money-back guarantee. And the today-only bonus if you get enrolled before midnight. I should have said this earlier when we had a lot more people on because some people are getting late in the middle of the, on the other side of the world. Today only bonus, you get Jenna and I 2 hours live to give your 30-day blueprint to implement, to get started, to find the time. From a mom with a 5-month-old who's crushing it and has built her from one camera to a 7-figure company doing exactly what you're going to do. We're going to show you how to start and have your first group, community, mastermind, or workshop in the first 30 days. That is a training that you absolutely can't miss. You just got to click the link below and get enrolled tonight. This is the entire course, and that's my time. I went 2 hours tonight. I was hoping for an hour and a half, but I did my best to serve. Like I said earlier, I came on with so many thoughts in my mind to want to serve each and every one of you who would take the time to be with me tonight, take the time to listen what Tony and I put our hearts and soul into create for you guys, and we're really proud of it. We're proud of the results it's getting for people already. We're proud that people are saying it is the greatest course that's ever been created, and the software, well, that's going to be the one that makes you do this. Instead of 18 months from now looking for the next opportunity, it's this one. It's now. And if not Tony and Dean now, then who when? And if not with the knowledge business, then what when? We think it's this, and we're so glad you're here. Click the link below, get enrolled. As soon as you enroll, get inside the Facebook group. Tony and I are going live in there, and we've gone live a whole bunch of times, like probably 7 times in the last week, at least once a day right now. I don't know if we can keep that up, but as soon as you join, jump in the Facebook group. Love to see you live, and thanks for being with us tonight. We'll see you soon.